Hello again guys. Now, as I said last time, around the same time ADV created Sonic the Hedgehog the movie from a pair of OVAs, they did the same with a pair of Tekken OVAs and created Tekken the motion picture. Yeah, it was about a year and a half between the two, but you get the idea.
Tekken, Japanese for Iron Fist, was one of the first 3D fighting games and is still considered to this day to be one of the very best fighting game franchises along with the likes of Street Fighter.
I personally rank Tekken Dark Resurrection on the PSP as my second favourite fighting game of all time. It's just a shame Tekken 6 was so shit.
So, needless to say, there was money to be made in an adaptation, so in 1997, or 1998, I'm really not sure, Nakamura Production produced a pair of OVAs based on the series, which had just released its third installment that same year. The story is an amalgamated adaptation of the first two games of the series, with more of a focus on the first.
This is the part where I'd make a clever joke about the film's tagline, but sadly it doesn't seem to have one. So let's just get started.
The film begins with this bit of narration, but for the life of me I can't figure out what the fuck this guy's on about. Something about blood and justice, and then there's a baby in the moon, and then the guy gets proper into it.
To master the way, ask your own ken or fist, because complete knowledge of one's flesh, blood, and fist is what creates one's Tekken, and Tekken is the key to life!
But let's go back for a sec, because that bit then, it shows 24 Tekken characters, regardless of whether or not they're actually in the film. And I counted it, and 6 of them, that's a full quarter, aren't in the film and don't get mentioned at all. So he's just trying to get your hopes up that these characters will appear, but then just let down because they don't.
So after that little bit of false advertising, we see a couple of kids on what appears to be a floating platform. The girl's crying because a rabbit got killed by a bobcat, and the boy, who has massive eyebrows, offers to kill the bobcat to cheer her up.
Yes, because seeing another animal getting violently murdered will surely make her feel better.
But then the boy is suddenly grabbed and lifted up by Heihachi Mishima. Heihachi throws the boy's locket away and the girl picks it up. Heihachi then proceeds to take the boy to the edge of a cliff, claiming that lions push their cubs off cliffs and raise the ones that get back up. And then, ignoring the pleas of both children, throws the boy off the cliff. Wow, what a dick. We then discover that it was a dream being had by the little girl, the now fully grown Jun Kazuma. It turns out she still has the locket after 20 years. The locket of a boy she knew for 2 minutes and who you would assume is fucking dead. We then move on to the city where Jun is being shown a picture of what appears to be a dinosaur carcass caught in a fishing net. The guy showed Jun a report she claims can't be right, and the guy says this odd line.
The gene combination described in that report could not exist in nature. Barring an unexpected alien invasion last month, those cells must have been man-made.
How does the carcass of a giant lizard lead you to alien invasion? And wouldn't an alien invasion be much more large scale than just one solitary unit in the middle of the ocean? I mean, alien infiltration may be, but bloody hell, I'm getting off topic.
Humaida.
That's a multi-gene life form.
Aren't all living things multi-gene life forms? So the guy says that genetic engineering is illegal, and Jun asks who would go to the trouble.
Have you heard of the Mishima conglomerate?
Of course I have. They've been on an acquisition spree for several years now. They own almost 70% of the world's defense industries. They're a huge conglomerate.
That's right.
If it's so big, why the hell would he need to ask if she's heard of it? The guy says there are rumours that Mishima is preparing for a war and Jun is to investigate.
You're kidding me! Mishima headquarters is in a remote cluster of islands and it's guarded like a sacred fortress. It's impossible an army would have trouble getting in.
And no one finds that odd. But I guess it's hard to notice trivial things like that when such a huge corporation thinks welcome is 2 words. You can even see a space, look.
What is this?
An invitation to a martial arts competition that Mishima sponsors. And there's your name, Kazuma Jun.
Kazama.
It's held on the island where the head of the conglomerate, Heihachi Mishima, is said to reside.
Heihachi. He shows her a picture of Heihachi and she agrees to take part in the tournament.
Heihachi Mishima is also a legendary fighter.
Heihachi. Anyway, June concludes that this is why she'd been having that dream and she's suddenly attacked.
Who are you?
Oops. Sorry about that. You really are a student of the old school Kazuma Ryu, aren't you?
See, in real life, she'd have had either a mace, a taser, or a rape whistle. But this Jackie Chan lookalike is Lei Wulong, who has been assigned to help June in her mission. We then move on to Heihachi's adopted son, Li Chaolan, informing his father about various projects.
What have you done about him?
It is not necessary to worry about my brother. He renounced his heritage a very long time ago.
No, he was thrown off a cliff. I don't think he renounced anything. Lee drives off to one of the licensed songs added for the dub with Nina Williams, who is Lee's girlfriend for some reason. After Lee's car fades into the background, we cut to see the boy from earlier climbing back up the cliff, covered in blood.
You must not die.
That sound effect is so wrong for the devil. So it turns out Kazuya, has been having dreams of the past as well, and his scar glows somehow. Then Nina attacks with an AK. She fails to kill him, so they fight, and it turns out Nina isn't a very good assassin, so she throws a grenade at him. She fails to kill him again, and he falls towards the water, but we never see him land in it. We see him surface after, but that's about it. Nina leaves to call Lee, who's spending time with her sister Anna. Anna is in the shower in a scene that blatantly rips off the scene where Chun-Li had a shower in the 1994 Street Fighter 2 animated movie. You even see her tits, but so briefly you can tell they only did it because Street Fighter did it first. Also, Anna and June have swapped hair colours from the games. It turns out Lee's just using Nina, and the now brown-haired Anna knows all about it.
Bloody hell, she's not meant to be this much of a bitch.
But June and Lei head off to the docks to get on the boat that will take them to the island where the tournament will take place. So ripping off Street Fighter wasn't bad enough, now they're ripping off Mortal Kombat. Nice boat. Congratulations if you're one of the 5 people who got that joke. They see Jack 2 being held up by Kaiba's goons from that Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 OVA and decide to help. Lee witnesses this and has Jack fight Bruce Irvin, with the winner being allowed to compete in the tournament.
I know that man.
Is he a fighter?
Bruce Irvin.
Bruce Irvin. Apparently some arsehole thought it'd be funny to swap an A and an I around in the scripts.
What the hell are you?
So Bruce is dead. So Jack's allowed on board and June comments that she could feel the little girl's spirit fading, so she assumes the girl is sick. Her name's Jane, in case you're wondering. She also comments that she can't sense anything from Jack.
Now you may be wondering if June's psychic powers ever get explained. Nope.
The ship sets sail and Kazuya jumps off a bridge onto the boat. Very subtle, Kazuya.
I'm sure our father will be delighted to hear that you will be entering the competition. Shit.
Language! June sees Kazuya has another flashback. The ship reaches the island and we see a bear in a tree. Yep. I think I shall come down. That night, June overhears someone working out and goes to investigate. It turns out to be Kazuya, who's destroying a punching bag and having flashbacks. Seriously, what is this, Naruto? June arrives and tries to give the locket back to Kazuya, but he feigns ignorance.
I told you you're mistaken.
Why are you so upset? Is it because your father threw you off that cliff?
Yes. I mean, it should be pretty fucking obvious if a person gets thrown off a cliff, they're going to be pretty pissed off if they survive. But that's not all.
She goes on to explain, through flashback naturally, that she searched for him, but her tone implies that she's angry at him because she didn't know if he survived or not. Love, his arsehole father threw him off a cliff when he was 5. I don't think it's his fault.
The only thought that kept me going was the possibility of living to get revenge on my father. and willingly sold my soul to the devil to make sure.
But that's wrong. You shouldn't live your life solely for revenge against your father.
No, he's right. Someone who's as big a dickhead as Heihachi needs to be shot in the face. They get ready to fight when Nina tries to kill him again. That's it, wait until there's a witness before trying to murder him. Nina is officially the worst assassin ever. June pulls off one of those ridiculous anime shots and throws a locket at Nina, allowing Kazuya to pull her down and fight her. She naturally proves to be a terrible fighter until Anna shows up.
Anna?
Ah, nah. How do you mispronounce a name with only 2 different letters? A rocket launcher, the fuck? Naturally, an explosion in the middle of the night attracts unwanted attention, so Anna and Nina leg it.
Those 2 must be up to something.
Yeah, it's killing you. I thought that'd be obvious. The following day we're given a shot of all the competitors, but enjoy it while you can because this is about 1/3 of their entire screen time. Lei tells June that he's found an entrance, but June has other very stupid plans.
I'll go to the central tower at the same time. I have no intention of fighting anyone. I want to meet Heihachi Mishima and clear up some old business.
Hey, Hachi. Lee shows up and explains the rules.
You'll fight your way across the playing field until you reach the island's central tower. And proceed inside, because there...
Heihachi Mishima will be waiting.
For fuck's sake, even the man himself can't get it right.
There he is.
Heihachi Mishima.
They're doing it on purpose now, aren't they? Heihachi is voiced in the Japanese version by his voice actor from the games, the late Daisuke Gori, and says the winner gets $1 billion and the title of World's Strongest when Michelle Chang shows up to get revenge. Being Native American, she naturally throws a tomahawk at him, but Heihachi bites the fucking thing and shatters it.
Oh no!
Yeah. Next time you try and kill someone, don't loudly announce your presence and throw a weapon at him right where he and all his heavily armed guards can see you. Heihachi immediately recognises Kazuya, must be the eyebrows. Then I realise that Lee is cosplaying as the Joker, and June can sense Kazuya's evil again as we end the Japanese part 1.
Now you will begin! This is your time! Reach for your own truth and never release it! Grab it with your own tin head!
Own tin head?